I think it's pretty safe to say in this day and age that yoga is very benefitable. All the celebrities are doing it. Everyone's doing it. And they're benefiting from it. They're moving better. They're living their lives better. And they're spending a lot of money on it. They're not doing it for no reason. And the thing is, all this yoga you see nowadays is very watered down. It's not the original yoga. That yoga comes from the Vedic culture. It comes from the original. That's where it actually comes from. Why would you spend so much money and time on the concentrated, watered down version when you can get the pure fruit smoothie here? This is where the real yoga is. Why don't get the watered down version? I see a lot of people doing it, getting in touch now because they feel that life is so limited. It wasn't limited back then. We can bring it back and expand it a bit more. You know, I see all these things about law of attraction and The Secret and the yoga. These are all really just little fast-track things because everyone's looking for little fast-track things at the moment. There's no nurturing anymore. So this yoga brings you back to the nurturing of things, and it makes you concentrate a bit more on everything in life. It makes you connect to life more. You know, I can move a lot more better. I'm more flexible. I feel more healthy, vitality in the morning. Especially in the morning, you know, it determines your whole day, and that can determine your whole life. So this pretty much has a huge impact on your life. I don't think people are realizing the benefits of it. And even when I go gym, I can lift more. When I move around, I can move more. When I bend down to pick something up, I can bend down more. Even when I walk, I can walk better. It's just, it's probably one of the most important things I've ever done in my life. And I was so wrapped up in uni and studies and worrying about it. And I feel that this yoga has somehow brought the worry away and let me be able to actually concentrate on it worrylessly. And yeah, it's good.
So how is this yoga different in terms of, you know, the other ones are like truckers?
The other yogas are just really stretching a lot, moving, stretching, you know, just to get that range of motion. But this yoga's not about like stretching and moving around, you know, just prepare yourself for gym or whatever like that. It's just for like connecting yourself with breathing and overall concentration on a broader perspective. It's more important in life. It's not like just some little exercise thing that you do, because this generation, I think, is getting confused with what yoga actually is. Yoga was a big thing. It's not just a couple of stretches. It's connecting to life. It's manifesting what you want to do. That's what it is. All this stuff about The Secret, which you hear, law of attraction, and then yoga, and then positive energy, and everything. This is all one. This is all just yoga. That's all it is. This is all yoga. Only it's all one thing. This is all together. So it's basically life. You know, yoga is literally life.
So when you think about what you're doing in this 21-day program, what is it that the guru is giving you that these other yoga stretching practices at the YMCA are not addressing?
I feel that there's a lot of love in this yoga. There's a lot of inner vibrations going on, which I've never felt before. You know, like I said before, life seems very limited. And when I go to yoga classes and gym classes, you do it. But there is that still limited aspect to it. And because this is the original scriptures, and like they go so in depth, really in depth about your breathing, about your consciousness, about
Completion. Talk about how completion makes the difference. That we're using completion with yoga.
yeah. Completion just it connects you better. You can't connect with life very well without completion. You know, these things are all running through your head. Like, if I could describe how I am now, I am clear. Before, it was just so much anger, you know, just anger all the time. I was walking around and you always, if someone says something, if little things, someone says something which is, you think is condescending, somebody says something you think they're undermining you, you say something seriously, someone, they laugh, and like now I just see it as, they're just laughing, you know, this is just life, you know, I'm just happy to be here. And people spend a lot of money on materialism, I think, trying to chase that buzz of happiness and just connecting to life. They try and chase it, and they spend more and more money, more and more money, more and more money. And someone's just done yoga, they've reached that happiness already. They've won already. And these people are just still chasing it. They go out clubbing and they go out drinking. They think like the journey and the excitement of it, you know, is really good. You know, they're connecting together. And then when they're actually out, they're just drinking and nothing's really happening. And then they wake up and it's just really, everything's really short term. But this is like, everything seems really short term in the real world. And the yoga you see nowadays, and this isn't short term. It's like really feels like it's not even long term, but it's what we're meant to actually do. When you do it, it feels like this is what you're meant to do in life.
So the practices we're doing during the day in the group, can you tie those group practices? Your system is getting complete. You're understanding who you really are. You're removing all the obstacles to doing yoga through completion. How is that completion that you're experiencing during those group practices? How is that augmenting what's going on in the yoga session? How is it making it successful?
It's just, it feels like my brain's just cooling down, you know? And like, instead of having to concentrate and focus on anything, it's just happening automatically. I'm just like a cloud floating, and I'm just flowing with life. Rather than having to analyze anything. Everyone analyzes everything, and you don't realize how much you analyze stuff until when I've done the yoga, and all these completions, it's clearing everything. I'm not analyzing anything, I'm just enjoying. I don't need to like buy something to enjoy myself. I don't need to go out and just party or something to enjoy myself. I'm already enjoying myself.
When you just make the statement, completion is the missing link in yoga today.
Completion is the missing link in yoga. It's just about money. They just want your money. Do you see what I mean? They're not trying to help you as a person. You know, they're not going in depth. They don't know how to help you as a person because they don't know the depth of yoga. Yoga is like a 10,000-year-old Vedic tradition. It's not this little fast track stretching that you see nowadays. You're not benefiting from it as what you could be doing. You're benefiting. The yoga you're doing nowadays, you're probably getting about 10% of what you could be doing. All this yoga and, you know, positive, and these affirmations and these confidence building things, and Paul McKenna and all these books and stuff that people are reading nowadays, it's really just fast track, and it doesn't actually change you whole as a person. You know when you do it. You even know yourself, I think, when you do it. I knew when I was doing it that I know about all these positive affirmations and attracting the energy and, you know, yoga and centering myself, but I really don't feel like I'm actually properly understanding it. It's because they're not giving you the full picture. We're meant to understand this, you know. The Vedic people knew this 10,000 years ago. This was just life for them. And it's just, you won't find that anywhere else, you know. I mean, who's going to show you the original Vedic scriptures, traditions? You're going to have to go to India and find, it's really hard to find that. So, I mean, it's easy to find yoga everywhere. It's hard to find this. And I'm so happy that I managed to find this. I feel so lucky. This is the luckiest thing I've ever done. How have I managed to stumble across the original ancient Vedic traditions, which brings in all this meditation, all this spiritualism, all this law of attraction and this positive energy and everything? I found the original, and I can concentrate properly. This is something that's actually going to help me. Not none of these things you see on YouTube about, you know, concentration and listen to these binaural beats and overnight. All these hypnosis and all these things, like, they're all really like, you do it and you think that they don't work. It's like you have to sort of make them work. They don't really work, and you know yourself when you do them, like, okay, I just have to believe this works, so it doesn't really work. This is the first time I've actually done something like that where I feel, well, this is not even working. It's actually changing me. It's no escape from it not working. It's going to work. It's going to work.
Okay, now just bites, small bites. What is this inner awakening for you?
Okay, how about parasite? How about